Hey, what's up, guys? This is Harry Dell coming at you with my prediction video for tomorrow night's fight between Pacquiao and Algieri. They both weighed in today. Pacquiao weighed in at 143.8, and Algieri weighed in at 144.4. Then he weighed in again after removing his necklace and stripping down to 144.2. Now, many people are questioning Algieri and I guess kind of mocking him actually. To be honest, if I'm seeing all the comments on YouTube, everyone's seem to be jumping on Algeria and talking a lot of shit, and basically, making fun of that he couldn't make weight, and he failed to make weight. He's unprofessional. He's drained, and he's all this nonsense. Look, it's point 2 pounds. Seriously, point 0.2. He take a piss and he'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Anyways, so moving on to the prediction. I feel that we are going to have an exciting fight tomorrow night. And the reason is because Pacquiao, even though he doesn't fully say it, but he has been hinting that he really wants to impress not just his fans, but everybody that watches boxing that go against him, the ones who are just casuals, the ones who are diehards. He really wants to show that he is a force to be reckoned with, despite being past his prime. Um, because to be honest, when he fought Shane Mosley in 2011, that was the beginning of, his downfall. It almost seemed like he didn't even care about fighting anymore. Because to be honest, he was expecting the Mayweather fight. A year before that fight took place, a year before he fought Mosley, he was expecting the Mayweather fight to be right around the corner. And honestly, he would have beaten Mayweather, and then he would have retired happily. But this past 3 years, he's kind of been like almost on sleep mode, and he's kind of just been fighting because that's what he has to do still. And the promoters got him fighting. He he clearly lost a lot of interest. But anyways, uh, he just really wants to call it quits soon. Not because he doesn't love the sport, but because he's getting up there in age, and he's been doing this for a long time. He's been in a lot of wars. He just wants to get that Mayweather fight and take him out, and then call it the end. But we still have to wait and see what's going to happen tomorrow. Many people in the beginning, when this fight was first announced, they said, this is a mismatch, this is a cherry pick. Algieri stands no chance. He's going to get murdered. Uh, there's different levels to this and stuff like that. But stylistically, if you take both fighters' names out of this, and it's just like a blank canvas, and you just have fighter one, fighter two, and you look at you look at both of their styles, you look at their strengths, their weaknesses, their tools, how they use their tools. Um, Stylistically, it's a great fight, but because one happens to be named Pacquiao and the other Algieri, it's kind of an automatic. Oh, it's a mismatch. This fight doesn't make sense. But I never saw it that way. I feel Manny Pacquiao could easily be fighting at lightweight tomorrow night. He can make 135 easy, because he was weighing 142 a month ago. Like a month ago, I mean, you don't start cutting weight a month before you're gonna you know weigh in. You know, Fighters start to lose pounds, yes, but Pacquiao, he never has to lose weight. He's always in shape. Um, but to be 2 pounds under the contracted weight of 144, okay, a month away back then, that tells me that he could have easily, made 135. He would have put on the sweatsuit and really focused on losing weight the last week and a half, week, something like that, and he would have made 135. And I've always said that that was his best weight. Manny Pacquiao, I feel, should have never went to welterweight, but I understand he had to get that money from De La Hoya. but his best weight was 135. He would have been one of the greatest lightweight champions of all time. He would have been, knocking at the door on Roberto Duran, but he never he never got a chance to establish himself at 135, and I felt that was his best weight. But anyways, that's a different topic. I don't want to get off track. But anyways, Pacquiao in the opening rounds, in the opening first round, he's going to try to run over Chris. I'm telling you this right now. He's going to try to just destroy Chris and put so much pressure and so much like just ferociousness, and he's just going to be an animal in the opening round because he wants to see how Algieri responds to that type of pressure, to those type of combinations that he throws, and the intensity that Pacquiao brings to the fight. He wants to see if Algieri can handle that. If he sees Algieri folding just a little bit, if he just gets a hint of that, he knows that he's got that fight in the bag. Because honestly, Pacquiao does not feel that Algieri can hurt him. He absolutely just he's almost guaranteed himself that Algieri can't hurt him. That's the reason why he's going to go after him from the opening bell, because he is comfortable being able to take a couple punches just to get in, because he does not fear Algieri's power. He really doesn't. And the way Algieri weighed in today, how he was just a little off. Maybe it was a miscalculation, most likely. But it's really going to be intriguing to see how much Algieri weighs tomorrow night. He could be weighing 160. He could be in the high 50s. And if he really worked on strength and bulking up just a little bit, which he looks like he is going to blow up to a decent size to where he's going to be pretty strong, and he's still going to have his quickness. We're going to see if Algieri really worked on that power to try to surprise Pacquiao, because Pacquiao does not feel Chris Algieri is going to hurt him. If Algieri can withstand the onslaught of the ferocious offense that Pacquiao displays, if he could take that, then this is going to be a very, very interesting fight, going back and forth from round 1 to whenever it ends. If it goes 12 rounds, or if it ends in a knockout. The key punch for Pacquiao is going to be the right hook. It's not going to be the left hand. We all know Pacquiao has that great left hand, but the right hook is what's going to make or break Pacquiao's victory, because Algieri does tend to drop his left hand after he throws a jab, or sometimes he'll throw one jab, two jabs. He might throw a little halfway jab and try to throw that right. But with doing that, Pacquiao, he'll come in with the right hook, because he won't even have to come in. He'll just wait for Algieri, because Algieri's gonna have to throw that right hand, and if Pacquiao can try to avoid getting hit with that right hand without having to move back and getting Algieri to lean forward a little bit, which Algieri does. He does lean forward a lot to throw the right hand. Pacquiao's going to catch him with the right hook, and if Algieri's going to get knocked out, it's going to be because of that punch. It's not going to be the left hand. It's going to be because of the right hook. Trust me when I tell you this. The right hook is key, so look out for that punch tomorrow night from Pacquiao. You're going to see that he has worked on it a lot. They haven't shown really much footage of his training, because they don't like to show too much, but you know that Freddie Roach and Pacquiao worked to throw that right hook hard. Okay, not like to try to land and try to get points. No, he's gonna try to throw it hard, because that's gonna be his opening to knocking out Algieri. If Algieri can take the punch, and if Algieri really has a chin, then yet again it's gonna be an interesting fight. And Pacquiao's really going to have to just keep going and try to break Algieri down, which is going to make the fight more intense. And, this fight can go either way, as far as it could be Morales-Pacquiao, the first fight, where in that fight, Morales was clearly winning because he took away the play from Pacquiao. Algieri knows that Pacquiao doesn't fight good going backwards. If you study boxing, if you study Pacquiao's fights, when he's on the defense, really he's just getting out of the way. He's trying to make distance, and he's going back, and he's got his earmuffs on, and he's just moving back. Sometimes he gets stuck against the ropes. But Pacquiao, he's not a guy that likes to exchange. People think that he is that way, but he's really not. He doesn't like to exchange, really. He likes to uh, attack, and then if he's getting attacked, he moves back, tries to reset, and then comes back in. It's really rare you see him exchanging actual punch for punch with somebody else. So the way to beat Pacquiao is to make him go back, be busy. Algieri is going to have to throw close to 2,000 punches tomorrow night, and if he wants to win a decision for the entirety of the fight, he's going to have to be extremely busy, and he's going to have to throw close to 2,000 punches, which he could do if he pushes himself, because he averages 100, a little over 100 punches per round. He's going to have to really bring up the intensity very high for tomorrow night's fight. Algieri, his key punch will be the right hand, but he cannot leave himself open for Manny's right hook counter. So Algieri needs to stop throwing his right hand like a jab. In the Boronikov fight, he threw the right hand in different ways, but one way that he cannot use is flicking it out. Sometimes Algieri likes to lean in just a little bit, and he'll just throw the right hand like a jab, kind of snap it. There's not really much power. It's kind of like an arm punch, really. And I don't think he's going to do that, because the reason why I believe he did that was he had to protect that eye. Okay, remember that right eye was just destroyed. So he wasn't really willing to commit and come in right away with the jab and use his whole body. Because a lot of the times when he was throwing that right hand, he was actually moving backwards. So for him to try to beat Pacquiao, he can't do that. He has to plant his feet, and I think that's what he's worked on in this camp. He's going to work on really settling in and throwing the punches all the way through Manny Pacquiao. He's going to have to throw through the target. And look, will this end in a knockout? I mean, we don't know. Will it be exciting? I guarantee you it's going to be an exciting fight. Who's going to win? This is the big question, because many people want to see Pacquiao win because they want to see him fight Floyd. And if he doesn't win, then that fight's probably, out the door for good. I necessarily don't believe in that. I think if Pacquiao loses, Mayweather might really want to fight him, because he's like, all right, he's right for the picking, just like I like. I'm gonna pick my fighters when they're in their downfall, or when they're too green. That's usually how Mayweather picks his opponents. This is not a Mayweather video, I'm just saying. Anyways, they really want to see Pacquiao win because they want to see him kick Floyd's ass. That's really what it's all about. And the media wants that fight because the media doesn't like Floyd. Okay, they just sit there and do interviews because that's their job. And Floyd has been notorious for kicking out members of the media, shitting on them, bullying them, really, if they have something remotely critical to say, or questioning him in a way he doesn't like, or talking about Pacquiao too much. He's punked people in the past, and many people in the media. So what are they gonna do? Not do their job and not get paid? So they have to go there and interview him and ask him the stupidest questions that we all know the answers to. But I think this is the main reason why there's a lot of hate on Algieri, because they don't want to see him fight Algieri. They want to see him fight Pacquiao. But as far as who's gonna win, man, this is tough. Honestly, this is tough to pick, because Pacquiao in his last fights, he's not looked the best. In his last fight with Bradley, he wasn't as accurate as he was back in his prime. Which of course nobody's as good as when they're in their prime. But people are feeling that Pacquiao is always been in his prime, and he's always been the same. But really, When he fought Bradley, he struggled, you know. But that is Bradley, and Bradley has underrated head movement. Uh, the type of head movement that Algieri does not have. Um, but if Algieri can keep Pacquiao at a distance and have him, you know, have Pacquiao coming in, Algieri stands a chance. If Algieri wants to prove something, it's going to be risky. Will he do it? I think in spots he's going to be able to feel confident to take chances and take it to Manny, because if you're fighting backwards, if you're letting Manny come forward and throwing punches, you're going to lose the fucking fight. The judges are going to give it to Pacquiao. But if you're pushing Pacquiao back, just like I said earlier, he doesn't like to exchange. He likes to keep his distance as well when he's being attacked. If you're pushing him back, you know, the judges are going to favor that instead of, you know, moving back on Pacquiao. Um, this is, listen, man. I've said in the past that I feel Pacquiao's shot compared to his prime self. Because look, without a question, prime Pacquiao, 2008, 9, 10, he would have. Algieri had no chance. This Pacquiao, it's tough to say, man, because even though he does look like he's like a lightweight, and he looks like how he did back then, before he fought De La Hoya, and right when he fought De La Hoya, and a little bit right after, you know, that, yeah, physically he looks that way, but how is he mentally? How is his body gonna respond? Um, oh man, I'm gonna have to go with. Oh man, I give Pacquiao just a slight edge, because I feel Algeria is better than what we all think he is. And I give him the edge just because Pacquiao really wants to fight Mayweather and knock his ass out. That's all he wants to do. And I feel that he's going to be really confident in being able to take Algieri's punches. But see, damn, like Algieri, he might surprise us, man. He might, because he has accuracy, and accuracy is really what you need, especially when you have somebody who has been knocked out cold, who has been hurt recently, especially against Bradley. Damn it, you see, that's what, you know, maybe I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna have to bow out on who I'm gonna pick, and that's just because that's how good of a fight this really is. But I will say this: if Pacquiao is intense for 3 minutes of every round, he will break Algieri down, and if Pacquiao doesn't get frustrated, you know, and just keeps going and going, you know, it might be a TKO. The corner might stop it. And if Algieri pushes Pacquiao back, makes Pacquiao miss, frustrates Pacquiao, really throw his shots hard, not flicking those right hands or flicking those jabs. He's gonna have to throw everything as hard as it can be, because he's always been saying this whole camp that it's about timing. It's about timing. So what I'm getting from that is he's not gonna try to be faster than Pacquiao. He's just gonna try to catch Pacquiao at the right time with the pinpoint shots that are able to hurt a fighter. So Algieri's probably gonna throw his punches hard, and if he doesn't have any hand problems, you know, because everyone expects when you got a fighter that has no power, it's usually because they have one bad hand or two. And I've been trying to find out on Algieri's past as far as his hands, but I haven't found anything out yet. So maybe his hands are healthy, and maybe it's just a matter of he needs to sit down on his punches. So, like I said, if Pacquiao goes in there and doesn't respect Algieri at all, fights with an intense style, and not getting frustrated, he might stop Algieri late. But if Algieri can withstand that and doesn't fold, and he keeps his composure, Algieri could win a convincing decision. But he has to be busy. I'm telling you, he has to throw at least close to 2,000 punches, at least 1,500 punches in the entirety of the fight altogether. That's the way I see it. And by pushing Pacquiao back and taking away the play that Manny makes, taking away all the plays, that's how I see if Algieri's going to win. I don't think he'll knock Pacquiao out, um, but this is boxing. You never know. Anyways, guys, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys feel this is a mismatch? Who are you picking really? Is anybody betting on Algieri? Is anybody willing to say Algieri is going to get stopped in the first round, just like Pacquiao allegedly had said to Fred Roach? Or do you feel Algieri will, you know, shock the whole world? Eh, this is the kind of fights that boxing needs. But anyways, guys, until next time, see you later.